Howdy y'all, Ball Card Zero here. There wasn't a ball card show in North Carolina this weekend, so I just spent yesterday pretty much just riding around the central part of the state. Hit a few ball card stores around Charlotte, a couple flea markets, antique malls, just to see what I could come up with. I'm real happy with what I found, so let me just show you what I was able to come up with. Of course, I'm going to start out with my dollar cards, my league leaders. You know I love those. So the first one is from the 70 set. It's a 1969 strikeout leaders. It has Fergie Jenkins, Bob Gibson, and Bill Singer. Got to say, I've never heard of Bill Singer, but the other two names pretty well known. Back of that card looks absolutely beautiful, but I've never heard of Bill Singer. Here's a card from the 61 set. National League strikeout leaders: Don Drysdale, Sandy Koufax, Jones, and Broglio. Never heard of him. Back of the card looks absolutely terrible. Looks like it might have been glued or taped to something at some point. But luckily, my approach to ball cards is similar to my approach to women. I have very low standards. Therefore, I'm able to pick up more, which is why I have this. So if you remember in a previous episode, I said this. Batting leaders: Yastrzemski, Frank Robinson, Al Kaline. RBI leaders: Yastrzemski, Harmon Killebrew, Frank Robinson. If I'm not mistaken, that was Yaz's Triple Crown year, so there should be a home run leader with him on top. All right, so now I have the Yaz home run leader. Yaz, Harmon Killebrew, Frank Howard. The condition on this card is not the greatest in the world, but it doesn't have any mold, which is a lot better than those other cards that I have. Some individual dollar cards that I picked up. A 81 Fleer. Ozzie Smith. I just now realized that they don't even have the manufacturer's name on the front. That is the laziest design I've ever seen. I mean, there's no creative approach to that. That's god awful. Here's a Steve McNair rookie. I can't remember what year this was, but Steve McNair, I don't know if you remember, but he was a really good quarterback, especially at Alcorn State. In college, I mean, this guy was unbelievable. Every week he was putting up like 5 touchdowns but 2 interceptions for Alcorn State. I mean, I was enthralled with this guy. But if you see, kind of it's like a motion card, kind of like the Sports Flicks cards back in the day, or those motion cards that were in Score. Can't even tell who. Oh, this is Sports Flicks. I didn't realize. I thought Sports Flicks went out of business by then. I just learned me something. So here's, I don't even know what year this is. I think it's a 79. It's Moses Malone. Moses Malone, in my opinion, is probably the most underappreciated, underrated NBA player of all time. I mean, when this guy retired, he was like the 3rd all-time leading scorer, maybe 2nd. I think he was 3rd. I mean, he had multiple MVPs, won a championship. I mean, what else could the guy do? But he's never really been appreciated as far as I can recall. Here's a 65 Frank Robinson. Got a few little spots on the front, but not bad for $1. An 83 Rod Carew. I already regret picking this up, even for $1. And the condition's good on it, but I mean, for $1, I guess it's not that bad. I could have done without that. 73 Rod Carew, off-centered, but I mean, it's pretty cool to have this card. And the back of it looks beautiful. So definitely had to pick this up. So I was flipping through a box of cards, and I passed by this. It's a 91 Leaf Kirby Puckett, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. And then flipped on past it, and I said, wait a minute, let me look at that. So I flipped back to it, then flipped it over, And sure enough, it was the Leaf Preview card. So what Donruss did in 1990 is in their factory sets, they would insert four, I believe it was four Leaf Preview cards to kind of tease the upcoming set that was coming out later in the year. And at the time, Leaf was like the biggest. I mean, the 90 Leaf was a huge set, especially with that Frank Thomas rookie. So they were really trying to build off that momentum. And anyway, these cards were real collectible back in the day, but apparently they're not worth too much now because I only paid $1 for it. So I paid $5 for both of these cards. The first card from the 72 set, it's a home run leaders for that year, or for 71. Reggie Jackson, Norm Cash, and leading the league in home runs was Bill Melton. Obviously, Reggie Jackson's the big name on there. Norm Cash was pretty popular, but I got to say, I've never heard of Bill Melton. Don't know a thing about him, other than he played for the White Sox and led the league in home runs. And look at that ugly red White Sox hat. I mean, thank God that didn't stick around. And then the other card that I pick up for $2.50 is this Ed Matthews card. It's either a 60, it's either a 50 or 69, or 60 or 59, 69. I guess I can just flip it over and look. 59. So it's a 59 Ed Matthews. And what's kind of weird about this is that I just picked up an old Ed, I think it was a 61 Ed Matthews at the ball card show that I just went to last weekend. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Back-to-back Eddie Matthews. For $3, I bought this. Ken Griffey Jr., Topps Traded, 89 rookie. The only thing I see wrong with it is it's got like that little print booger right there. But really, it's not that bad of a card. I probably already have this. I may or may not. I don't know. But, you know, why not? So my favorite basketball player of all time is the Admiral, David Robinson. So when I saw these for $1, I had to pick them up. First card is David Robinson in his Navy uniform, his college uniform, which is really cool. Plus, of course, I like it because it's shiny. Another really shiny David Robinson card is this. It's Topps Mystery Finest. This card is really cool. I mean, it's got all kinds of sparkle in it and stuff. Don't know anything about that set, but I know it's David Robinson, so that's all that I care about. I'm going to show you both of these cards. I'm not even going to try to figure out that one is Fleer. But anyway, what's cool about these cards is that they're transparent. So, had to pick those up. Another shiny David Robinson card from the All-Star game, I believe. And the only thing I love more than a shiny card is a hologram. So check this out. This is from, I don't know what it's from. It's probably Upper Deck, but I mean, can you see that? Hang on, let me get, there it is. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And look how beautiful that old Spurs logo is. I love that. A couple Shaq cards. Here's a Shaq card from, I don't know if that's his rookie or not, 95. So it's not his rookie, but pretty cool card. But let's address the elephant in the room. Look at that card holder. Look how yellow that is. I mean, that's not yellow, that's bronze. That is so god-awful that it's impressive. And then also a Shaq card from when he was with the Lakers. I first thought that was a hologram, so I kind of tried to get it at the right angle, and I just couldn't do it. And then I realized if you look, you can see that it's actually a photo negative, or well, it's not really a negative. A negative would, the colors would be backwards, but I mean, is that not cool? Yeah, if it was a negative, the colors would be backwards, transversed. So, you know, I'm always looking for some Auburn cards, War Eagle. So I found these of some Big Hurt. Here's a shiny Frank Thomas card, Stadium Chrome. So it looks like that was taken in the Metrodome, that ugly stadium back in the day in Minnesota. But had to pick that up. And then another hologram. And I couldn't figure out first who this was. So I don't know if you can see it or not. It's not near as good as the, oh, look at that ugly mug. Anyway, it's Frank Thomas. So once I saw, and the guy said it was Frank Thomas's rookie. But anyway, and I had to pick this up. Folks, this is a limited card. Let me show you something. It's actually printed on the back how limited this is. This card was limited, plain as day, to a 1 of a 250,000. That's a limited run right there. And then I also picked up some of my favorite, or he is my favorite player to ever play baseball, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. So I don't really have, you don't see many cards of him in the Angels uniform because he only played one season. So I was really happy to pick these up. And actually he played, his Angels season was probably one of his better seasons. It ended because of the work stoppage, and then he retired right after the strike in '94, and then he retired. But so he never really got to finish that season. That was probably his best season next to his '89 season when he won All-Star MVP. I probably got some of these cards. I definitely don't have any of the cards, or many of the cards, him in the Angels jersey. So picked up a couple of these, and look at the guns on that son of a gun. Look at the guns on that son of a gun. You'll be editing that out. Son of a gun. So my biggest pickup of the weekend was probably this right here. I've always been intrigued by the 1991 Donruss set. The Elites, not the set, the Elite set. This was the first set, to my knowledge, to actually say, okay, you've got card number 7 out of 20. Like, we only made 20 of this card, and you've got card number 7. So this, as far as I know, this was the first to do that. So I never owned one. So I went into a card store, and they had this, Doug Drabek. And Doug Drabek is probably the weakest card of the entire Elite series. I mean, he was a good pitcher for basically 1 year. He won Cy Young in 1990, so the year before this. But he never really lived up to that after that one season. So, and the card was only like 10 or 15 bucks, so I picked it up just to say I had one. And then I started looking around the guy's store, and I saw this. So I had to pick that up. It was a little bit more. But, I mean, George Brett is obviously a lot more collectible than Doug Drabek. So I got that. And then I asked the guy, I said, do you have any more Elite cards? He said, no. And then a few minutes later, he's like, wait a minute, I found another one. The Hawk, Andre Dawson. And Andre Dawson was probably one of my favorite players growing up. I loved the Cubs. I mean, Bo was my favorite player, but I really liked anybody on the Cubs. So I had to pick up all 3 of these cards. So here's what I was telling you about the print run. So you can see that the print run on these was 10,000. And you specifically got, like on this, it was 3645 out of 10,000 and so on. And in 1990, 10,000 was a very limited run. I never pulled one of these from a pack, but I think you averaged about 1 a case. Maybe not quite that, but it was somewhere around there. My friend, he pulled the Nolan Ryan. It was like a King of Kings or something. It was more limited than these right here. And he pulled that out of a pack. So that was pretty cool. But I never owned one until now. So I'm real happy about this. So the thing that I found over the weekend that made me the happiest, the thing that probably will excite me the most, because it's going to take me back to my childhood, is this right here. I found a bunch of unopened packs for $1 a piece at this one ball card store. We got 90 score. Of course, we're looking for the Bo Jackson, Frank Thomas rookie. 91 Topps, Chipper Jones rookie. Everybody's favorite set. You got 91 Fleer. Some more 91 Topps. I really don't know what these Topps packs are called. They look like cello packs, but they hang like a rack pack. I don't know. Maybe these were the first hanger packs. I don't know. 88 score rack pack. I don't even know what I just put up there, but anyway, it was 90 something, I'm sure. We got some 88. Got some 88 Fleer wax pack. Here is some Topps. Everybody remembers these, I bet. I don't even know what year this is, but they're the Topps big cards. Here's check this out. 90 Donruss rack pack. It's got Nolan Ryan right on the front. Oh, and it's got Cal Ripken Jr. Cool. A pack of 91 Donruss. Another pack of 90 rack pack of 91 Donruss. That would be great if I could pull a Mo Vaughn rated rookie out of that pack right there. And then I've also picked up from another ball card store. Actually, I take that back. I also got this 90 Upper Deck, but I also bought 3 packs of new stuff, and I really don't know anything about it. It is Topps Heritage Baseball, something Illusions, and Absolute Football. Panini. Oh, these two are Panini. But I'm going to do all that in another episode because I don't want this episode to be too long. However, I am going to open up one pack because I've already opened it. If you notice at the beginning of this episode, there was a little montage and it shows little different things. But one of the things that's going on is that I'm opening up a pack of 90 Topps cello or 90s whatever.
2 hours later.
So what I did is I ripped that pack open just for camera purposes to have a video of it, and I haven't actually looked through these cards yet. So I know there's a Robin Ventura on front, and I remember seeing an Ozzie Smith on the inside. So I'm going to look through these cards right now for the first time, and we're going to see what we find. So like I said, the Robin Ventura card, second year. Of course, his rookie was the I think he was in his it was rated rookie or first round draft pick or whatever. Mike Marshall, wasn't he a pitcher? Nope, he was not. Sandberg, Danny Cox, Chris Spires, Kevin Mitchell. There's Bill Kruger, his Freddie's brother. Andy Benez, Omar Vizquel, Eddie Murray, a Hall of Famer. Pete O'Brien, Rafael Santana, Kyle Daniels. I actually saw him hit a grand slam against the Braves in person one year. Earl Cunningham, Randy Reddy, Rock Raines, Hall of Famer. Whoops. Gary Pettis. And this set was the first set that I ever started collecting, so this really takes me back to my childhood. Steve Lyons, Joe Morgan, not the Joe Morgan I'm thinking of, Jeff Robinson, Kurt Young, Bob Malecki, Ron Oyster, I don't know. Odie McDowell, Dale Murphy, he may not be in the Hall of Fame, but he's in my Hall of Fame. Luis Rivera, Randy McCammett, I don't remember him. Ellis Burks, Jose Lean, Jim Ganther, Rick Leach, Kevin Mitchell. Here we go. Ken Griffey Jr., his first Topps card. According to Beckett, back in the day, this was his first Topps card because the 89 Topps traded was his XRC, and this was called his FTC, first Topps card. And I think they've since changed it, but that's definitely going somewhere. Jerry Brown, Craig Worthington, Doug Drabeck again. Poor fella. Brett Butler, probably one of my most hated players of all time. Not because I actually hated him. He was just such a pesky out, especially against the Braves back in whatever year he was going up against him in the playoffs. And Jose Rio. So that will wrap that up. But hey, that's a good find. That's definitely a good find. I mean, that's probably the second best card in the set, next to, of course, the Thomas. But anyway, so I'm going to end it on that. So I guess until next time, y'all have a good day.